Later, Beacon Cafeteria. John enters and grabs a tray of food and took a seat. He saw Sister as she made her way to his table along her team, and Team RWBY also joins in. John, to what I owe this visit? Jean, hanging out with my hard ass of a big brother. John, I'm simply doing my job. If you have a problem with my teaching method, I welcome you to talk to me about it. Weiss, well, you seem to be really harsh. John, I'm simply being blunt when giving my thoughts. Tiptoeing and sugarcoating will never help anyone. If you have thin skin, I believe you're in the wrong profession. Blake, he does have a point. We need to be more serious, since our job is basically a hazardous one. John, correct again. You get a gold star. Miss Belladonna has a good head on her shoulders. I'm simply making sure you're prepared to face danger. I don't want you dying out there, because I sent you all unprepared. The students all nods. John, Miss Rose, I will not apologize for what I said, because you need to hear the truth. But I do apologize if it came to be in a harsh or hurtful tone. Ruby, no, I've been avoiding it for so long, and thought my baby would always solve my problems. John smiles, seeing her start to grow. Ruby, I'll try my best. Jaune, no. Do or do not, there is no such thing as try. Nora, I don't get it. Run. He means we can't do things half-heartedly. Am I correct, sir? John, indeed. Then they heard a scream as they looked to Carden pulling on a rabbit faunus ear. Jean stood up as a hand was put on her shoulder. John was standing up and moving. John, no, this is my job. But next time if this happens again, find a teacher. All of them nods. John puts on his helmet and made his way to the irritants. Carden, see, I told you they were real. Ha ha ha. Jaune, Mr. Winchester. Team CRDL turns to see the new teacher, who's his hands behind his back. John, what is going on here? Carden instantly lets go of the girl's ear. Carden, nothing, just saying hello. The rest of the team just nods. John, is that true? Team CRDL, yes sir. John then puts his hands out. John, I gave you the chance to tell the truth, but it seems you are intent of being dishonest. I saw you harassing and hurting this girl. Carden fed up at this upstart of a teacher. Carden, she's not a girl, she's an animal. John, I see for what you are now, a snake. Since you are the leader and your team is following your example, all of you are serving detention for 3 weeks. CRDL, what? John, 1 week for the physical abuse, 1 week for lying, and 1 week for your obvious racism. You are to protect everyone. That includes Faunus. If this incident is repeated again, that will be grounds of expulsion. The team grumbled as they left the cafeteria. He offered a helping hand to Velvet. John, are you alright? Velvet, yes, thank you. Why did you help me? John, it's my duty as a teacher here. Velvet, a teacher? But you sound so young. John, anyone of any age can be teachers. It all depends if they're here, isn't it? Velvet smiles and bows. Much later, history class. Oblek, after repeated complaints of me speaking too fast for many of you, I have taken a teaching assistant. The doors open to reveal John as he walks to Oblek's table. Oblek, classmate Mr. John Ark, Beacon's very first advanced combat instructor. He will be translating what I say and putting it up on the monitor. John nods as he activates the monitor. As the lecture passes by, the students were happy they finally understand the lessons. Oblek, now Hori has been exploited with their traits? Monitor, now who here has been exploited by their traits? Velvet slowly raises her hands. Oblek, despicable, truly despicable. With problems like Thice, it makes monster Stakialuka White Fang. Monitor, with problems like this, it makes monsters take a look at the White Fawn. Blake flinches as John saw the action. John, so that's why she seems more experienced. But if she's here, then she might have walked away from that life. I guess I'm not the only one, huh? Then he saw Winchester at it again as he threw a piece of paper at his sister. As she turned, it got Oblek's attention. Oblek, Miss Ark, finally a contribution. Please tell me, what is the advantage that Faunus had that led to General Lagoon's defeat? She looks around and saw Pyrrha's gesture. Jean. Their eyes. Oblek. Partially correct, but the answer is night vision. Carden, please, an animal is easier to train than a soldier. Pyrrha, you're not an open-minded person, are you, Carden? Carden, what did you say? Blake. General Lagoon made a mistake attacking the Faunus in their sleep. As they had night vision, they made quick work on the invading force and captured the general. If he paid more attention in school, he might not have been remembered as such a failure. Carden, why, you animal lover? Jaune, Mr. Winchester. That's enough. That mentality is skewed, and I've heard that 1,000 times before from others. Do you know what they all had in common? Carden, they're great huntsmen. Jaune, they're all dead. That made the temperature in the room drop. Jaune, arrogant behavior like that will lead you to your death. If you have nothing good to say, Winchester, I advise you to keep it to yourself. The class ends as combat class was next. Linda, I see you all are more behaved. Such a refreshing change. She looks up to see John sitting amongst the class. Linda, I see he's taking more notes on the children, trying to weed out problem childrens, as he says. Linda, all right, let's select our combatants. The randomizer sprang to life as it picks its contenders. Linda, Mr. Winchester versus Miss Jean Ark. Please, both students come down to the arena. Muminslate. Linda, you both know the rules? Carden grunts as Jean nods. Linda, and start. Jean then takes the initiative and charges in and threw her shield as Carden swats it away. Then she threw her sword at the shield as there was a magnetic material that repulses the sword back into Carden's back as it made him stagger forward. As Jean went in for a drop kick, knocking the wind out of him. Then she activated the negative magnetic charges in her gauntlets that corresponds to the sword and shield, recalling them to her. John, she's mimicking how the Force works. Interesting. As she catches both her sword and shield, she clicked the button on her shield as it glows purple. As Carden was trying to get up, his face was met with a shield as he was launched out of the ring using the gravity dust to force push him out. Glinda, winner by ring out. Jean Ark. The class all clapped hard, seeing the bully out in his place. She looks up to see John also clapping, mouthing, "You are holding back, I'll get you for that." She smiles as well as Glinda, seeing a great improvement in her students. She owes John for making things easier for her.